Okay, so I was just speaking about this exception handling concept. Exception is an unexpected event which stops the normal flow of the program. This is with respect to normal English, but the same thing I have to speak with respect to Java. The same thing. Fine. Let me just write one program to make you understand the concept. Program 9. So here, main method. Inside the main method, scanner SE is equal to new scanner system dot in. So let me have the import statement, and after this, system dot out dot println, enter a string. Enter a string. I want to take a string from the keyboard. String name is equal to sc dot string next method, and after this, I have println system dot out dot println. Let me display that name. Name is equal to plus name. I'll display this, and then after this, system dot out dot println enter index. Enter an index. System dot out dot print. Okay, int index is equal to sc dot next integer, and then I'll display system dot out dot println index is equal to plus index. Okay, after this, next I want to display. Okay, that's it. Let it be. Next, char ch is equal to name dot caret method index. I want to extract the character at the present. I don't know the string. I don't know the index. Both of them will be collected from the keyboard. And based on that, I will extract the character and I'll display the character. System.out.println ch is equal to plus ch. This is the code I have in front of you. So basically, I expected it to run like this: line number 9, line number 10, line number 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is the order in which I expected it to run. If I run the following program now, this is a normal flow of the program I was expecting. So I'll give the string Java, the index I'm going to give 2. And we're getting the character at the second index, that is V. Index starts from 0, the second character index V. Everything is working fine. Normal flow of the program is working. Something unexpected, Java. If I give the index as 20, there is no index to execute at 20. I don't know what to do. I don't have the character. I'll stop the program. Exception in thread the main. Let us speak about it. It is stopping the program due to the exception. A string index out of bound exception. We don't have the range at 20. So what is going to happen here is an exception will be created by JVM. What happens in the background? I'll just show you the story. I'll just tell you the story of the background story. How is it going to work? What is the concept, the background story of that? I'll just write the diagram and I'll show you. In the world of Java, how internally, how the exception is created. Who will create the exception? What makes it to create? How it is stopping the program? There should be some initiation in the background. What's happening in the background? The background story, I need to tell you. What is the background story is, for you, the program is stopping. But how is it stopping in the background? This is the Java program after compilation. Java compiler will not be able to detect this. It is JVM. You have the Java program. And if there is any risky code, sir, what do you mean by risky code? The code which has the capability of stopping the execution of the program, I'll call it as a risky code. The code which has the capability of stopping the program, I'll call it as a risky code. So in this program, if the JVM encounters any risky code, that is nothing but if the index is not there, it is a risky code. If the JVM encounters that risky code, now the JVM cannot proceed further. So what happens? When JVM encounters with the risky code, immediately the JVM should inform the programmer there is an exception. How can the JVM talk to the programmer? In the world of Java, everything is objects. JVM internally creates one exception object. There is a class, one inbuilt class. According to the risky code, one object will be created. Every risky code has an object associated with that. It is an inbuilt class in Java. So JVM creates this exception object. Yes, an exception. In the world of Java, everything is object. Exception object will be created. And that is not the end, meaning just an exception object is created. It is useless now. This exception object will be thrown to the code, meaning this object created internally will be thrown to the code. JVM will take care of throwing it to the code. And the programmer, the JVM checks, Has the programmer written any code to handle the exception? If the programmer has written any code to handle the exception, program will continue normally. Okay, fine. I created exception. You know there is a problem and you are ready to handle that problem. Fine, you can continue. If the programmer has not written any code to handle the exception, if the exception object goes back to JVM, meaning if you're not handling it, I will take back the object. If I am taking back the object, I will handle it with the help of default exception handler. There is a concept of default exception handler. Default exception handler. The default exception handler is going to handle that exception. If I handle the exception, I'm going to stop your program. See, if you handle it well, I will continue. I will give you the permission to continue with the program. If I handle the exception, I'm going to stop the program. So that is what happens in the background. Exception object will be created by JVM when it encounters the risky code. When it encounters the risky code, it is going to create the exception. So whenever JVM encounters a risky code, it is going to create an exception object, and the exception object will be created based on the risky code. Every time it will not create the same object. According to the risky code, different exception objects will be created. Okay, I have to show you what are the different risky codes. Okay, coming back to this program, can you just predict what is the name of the class? What is the name of the object created? Anywhere are you able to see the name of the class? Observe, there is a name of the class visible if you concentrate carefully. Java.lang.string index out of bound exception. That's the name of the class. The class is present in java.lang. JVM has created an object of string index out of bound class, and it is present in java.lang package. The name of the class is visible. Fully qualified class name at the rate of, it's a fully qualified class name. Java.lang.string index out of bound exception object is created internally. So JVM has created this object, and as a programmer, you did not handle this object, meaning I'm going to stop your program. JVM is stopping the program immediately due to expression, or it is giving an opportunity for the programmer to rectify the mistakes. It gave you the chance, but you did not utilize the chance. Okay, perfect. Write down the diagram. First thing, you write down the diagram. After that, I'll explain the diagram. First thing, write down this diagram in the notes, and then I'll give you the definition for exception. You need to know what happens in the background. First, write down this diagram, and then I'll give you the points related to what is exception in the world of Java and what happens in the background. So the normal definition you studied yesterday, but today I'll give you the real Java definition for exception. Okay, now write down the notes for this. Copy down the notes. What is an exception and what happens in the background? Explanation for the exception. This. Okay, no. The next thing I want to speak about is okay, this is about exception. How do you handle exceptions or what is happening in the background? So, for every risky code, JVM is going to create one exception object. That exception object will be inbuilt classes or external classes. Will be JVM is going to create an exception object for a class which you are going to write in future or the class which is already inbuilt. Does the JVM know in future Karthik will write this class, I should create that object, or is it inbuilt objects? So I'll show you certain inbuilt classes which are related to exception. There are certain inbuilt classes. We are going to speak a lot about this later, but as of now, I'll just share the diagram with you people. So the supermost class present in the exception hierarchy is throwable. The name of the class, throwable, throwable. There are two types of throwable. One is error, one is exception. So errors are something which is related to system we cannot handle. Let us ignore them. The programmer's mistakes are called, there is a name of the class by name exception. The concept name is exception. There is a name of the class, supermost class, exception. Below exception, we have runtime, arithmetic, class cast, array index, order bound, SQL. Unchecked exception, checked exception, those concepts we will study the future classes. But as of now, the supermost class for exception hierarchy is a throwable class. And below we have error exception, and exception is a supermost class for all the exceptions in Java. Whatever the exceptions you get in Java, for everyone, superclass is exception. And the superclass of exception is throwable. Perfect. Next. Now I need to speak about how do you handle exceptions in Java. We learned what is the background, what happens when it creates the object. So whatever the object created, we need to handle it. Exception handling. So in Java, we can handle the exception in two ways. Make a note of this. Write down the next heading, exception handling. Write down the next heading, exception handling. Write down. In Java, we can handle exceptions in two ways. In Java, we can handle exception in two ways. In Java, we can handle exception in two ways. First, using try catch block. Using try catch block. The first one, using try catch block. Second one, using throws keyword, throws keyword. There are two ways of handling exception. Write down the first one, try catch block. The second one, throws keyword. Okay, in the first one, we are going to study now, try catch block. Let us study something related to the first syntax, try catch block. Write down syntax of try catch block. Syntax. Try. Within this, you have to write the normal code or risky code. you need to have the risky code inside. You just try that risky code. And then in the catch block, you need to write the name of the exception. Object is created, right? Exception object will be created. You should hold that exception object using reference variable. Exception name, reference variable. And inside this, risky, okay, alternative code. If you have a problem with the normal code, how to overcome that problem, we need to write the alternative code. In order to overcome that problem, we need the alternative code. That alternative code you have to write. First, make a note of this. Okay, now we'll come back to the program and understand how to use this try catch block to handle the exception. How exactly this try catch block is going to help you to handle the exception in Java. How this is going to help you to handle the exception. How to use this try catch block. Check out this. Okay, here already we have the program. So in this case, I'm going to write system.out.println start. Here I'll write system.out.println add coffee. I'll tell you why I'm writing a meaningless statement. Why are you writing? System.out.println the end. So here I'm going to write the try catch block, write the normal code in the try block. And then as of now, I don't have anything to write in the catch block, alternative code. The name of the catch block, now I'm showing you how to write a string index order. But in future, sir, how do you know this exception only will occur? I cannot make that statement. But since we are starting, I'm writing. Later I'll let you know how to write a catch block. So here, exception handled, alternative code. Alternate code. As of now, we don't have anything to speak about alternative code. This is not a real-time scenario. So I'll just write one SOP statement. So observe now how the program is going to work. Enter a string. I'll write Java. Enter an index. I will write 34, which is not there. If the index is not there, what is going to happen? Program used to stop. Now the program is not going to stop. It is going to go to the catch block and the exception object will be handled in the catch block and it will continue with the normal program. Check out. Program is not stopping. We successfully handled the exception. The program never stopped. Okay. Now, if I don't have any exception, if I don't have any exception, what is going to happen? So if I give the index as 2, in that case, the catch block is not going to get executed. Meaning, it doesn't matter. I mean, since you have written the catch block, there is no guarantee that I will execute catch block every time. When plan A fails, I will use plan B. Not every time I'll use plan B. A try block is plan A. Catch block is plan B. If plan A fails, I'll go to plan B. If plan A is proper, I will not use plan B. That is just a what you call temporary safer side option. That's a safer side option. It doesn't mean that I have to use it every time. If something goes wrong in plan A, I'll go with plan B, not every time. Clear? Okay. So this is how the try-catch block is going to work. And I don't know how many of you have observed, there are certain lines of codes which are not getting executed. If you observe properly, many people thought, why are you writing that unnecessary statement? Actually, that unnecessary statement is not printed. That unnecessary statement is not getting printed out. I wrote it intentionally. Sir, why? What happening? Okay. What is happening is, you tell me, if you plan like this, you plan line by line, it is getting, and when there is an exception in line number 19, when there is a problem in some line, plan A should be stopped there only, and immediately you should go to plan B. And after executing plan B, will you continue with normal plan, or you think, okay, plan A is not executed, let us go back. After executing plan B, you will go back to plan A and execute the remaining statements? It is something like this. So today, the food is not prepared in home. What I'll do, I will go to the hotel, eat the food, and come back. After coming back, thinking that I have not prepared the food in home, again will you prepare the food in home, and again you will eat in home? Sir, plan A was eating in home, sir. Plan B was, since I'm not prepared the food, I will go out and eat. Now, after eating outside, again you will come back to the home and complete the plan A, that is cooking the food and eating. Unnecessary. Since there was a problem in plan A only, I went to plan B. Why should I come back to implement plan A again? Correct? Okay. Next, make a note of this. Remember, will it execute catch block every time? Will it execute catch block since you have written the catch block in the program? Will it execute catch block every time? In what scenarios catch block will be executed? In what scenarios the catch block will be executed? If there is a risky code, if the exception occurs in the try block, then only the catch block will get executed. If there is no risky code in the catch block. So, okay, since you are not getting exception, will you remove the catch block? Sir, anyhow, I did not get the catch block exception. No, sir, can I remove the catch block? Will you remove that? Meaning, sir, anyhow, plan A is only working, sir. Or then why plan B? That's overconfidence. That's overconfidence. Whether exception occurs or not doesn't matter. You have a plan A, right? Always it is better for you to have a plan B. Always it is better for you to have a plan B. If plan A doesn't work, make sure you go with plan B. See, you keep your maximum efforts to keep the plan A working. I will put my maximum efforts to make sure plan A is going to work. If the plan A is not going to work in any case, it is useless wasting my time on plan A. Immediately I switch to plan B. I have planned something in plan A. I put my full heart to work on that plan A, but it didn't work out as expected. So will you waste your time making the plan A to work? Do you waste your time, energy, life, everything to make the plan A work? It's a foolishness to make the plan A work if it is not working out. You just leave that plan A and go with plan B and execute plan B and don't come back to think about plan A. That is the try block and the catch block concept. So if the plan A is working properly, you will execute all the lines of codes in this. Had copy also will be executed. Check out. If everything is working properly, everything will be executed. Had copy also will get executed. If the plan A is not working properly, hard copy will not get it. The moment where there is exception, stop the, see, I was doing plan A only. I was in plan A. At one fine moment, the plan A gave me hand. The same place. After that, I was in plan A. Now, immediately, I should switch to plan B. Immediately, I should switch to plan B. Don't waste your time further. This is not just in a Java program, that's your life also. You planned certain things, it's not working out. Don't waste your time, energy going forward and rectifying the things which you cannot change. Make sure you have a plan B order. Immediately switch to plan B. Clear with this? Okay. Is that clear? The concept? Make a note of this. Write down the notes for this. Whatever I've explained, I'll just give you the points about this. Write down the notes. Have you written the try-catch block syntax? Did I give you time to write the try-catch block syntax? Okay. Below the try-catch block syntax, write down whatever I've explained you now. I've written it in the form of notes, points. So clear with the try-catch block, the one of the way to handle the exception is with the help of try-catch block. Write the risky code in the try block and write the risky code in the try block and then write the alternative code in the catch block. Okay, now I have a surprise. I mean to tell, whatever the program I've written, I will write the same program again. Program 10. I'll just copy paste the same lines of codes. I'll tell you the reason behind this. So how many risky codes are there in this program? How many risky codes are there in this program? Risky codes in the sense the code which has the capability of throwing the exception. For your kind information, there are 3 risky codes in this program. It is not just one, there are 3 risky codes in this program. I will not tell you how what. Let me see how many of you can tell me, predict correctly, what might be the other 2 risky codes. You take your time and tell me what are the other 2 risky codes. Okay. The other 2 risky codes are very simple. Instead of giving string, if you give some nonsense in between, okay, I'll give string here. Again, enter the index. I will enter the index only. Input mismatch exception. First of all, I have a query. You are already inside the try block, right? Why the exception is not handled? Tell me, sir, I've written try catch block. Why it is not handling? Boss, you had written a code for one problem, but this is another problem. You were prepared to handle string index order bound, but this is not string index order bound. This is something else. Sir, what should I do? Okay, very simple. Go and change it to input mismatch exception. The exception name is input mismatch. Okay, change this. Input mismatch exception. Super. Okay, fine. Correct. Input mismatch. If this is also input mismatch only. If you give anything other than string, or if you give dot hexadecimal like there is some symbol, okay, I think this is accepted only. Next. So now, what happens if you give the wrong index? If you give the index properly, because you removed the old cache block and you wrote a new cache block. Now you are not prepared to handle index. I mean to tell, one cache block can handle only one exception. You removed the previous exception and you wrote this exception. Now how do you handle this? Is there any guarantee that there will be only one problem in one code? I mean, there is a guarantee. There is only one risky code in one try block. Can you give me the guarantee? So then what's the solution for this? Any prediction? You can write any number of catch blocks for one try block. There is no guarantee that there will be only one risky code. We can have multiple risky codes. So in order to handle them, we have the second syntax of try catch block. What is the second syntax of try catch block is? Write down the second syntax of try catch block. You can write any number of catch blocks. Make a note of the second syntax of try block. Within one try block, we can have any number of risky codes. To handle them, we need multiple catch blocks. So don't be under the impression one try block will have only one risky code. I cannot guarantee you such concept. Fine. So we are going to continue with this now. How many cache blocks I need to write in this program? How many cache blocks? Are you having any guarantee that it will have only these two exceptions? Okay, string index order bound exception here. Is there any guarantee from your side that only these two? Since you encountered these two, you know these two. But is there any guarantee? There might be something else which you did not expect. There might be one more exception which you did not expect. There might be another exception from your side which you did not expect the exception. Possibilities are there. I like means I cannot tell. There might be one more risky code. Did you expect this risky code till I tell you? You only don't know this is a risky code or not. After me telling you only, you got to know there is a risky code. So I don't know that risky code, but I want to handle it. How is it possible? I don't know which risky code will come, but I want to handle it. Sir, how is it possible? Yes, it is possible. There is a way to handle it. Okay, before speaking about that, can you just write only one cache block and handle all the exceptions? Just think about this. I can just write only one catch block, and that catch block can handle any exception. Possible. Possible. There is a concept. And if you're able to answer this question, then only you can understand, you have understood the concept of upcasting very well. I have given you the hint also. See, when an exception object is created, that exception object is held using this reference variable. Now, if I write the superclass name, that is the name of the superclass exception. This superclass reference variable can hold every subclass exception object created. Every exception in Java are subclasses of exception class. I showed you the diagram, right? I showed you the diagram. Exception is a supermost class for every exception, meaning if you write exception, can it handle every subclass object? Forget about what is hiding, what is visible. That's none of my business. Can this reference variable hold subclass objects? That is what I asked you. Tell me one catch block which can handle every exception. This is a catch block which can handle every exception. This is a catch block which has the capability of handling any exception. Okay, now to understand this concept, I am simply making a statement like this. If you have the knowledge of upcasting, downcasting only, you can understand this topic. If you don't have the knowledge of upcasting, downcasting, and if you have not practiced it, is it possible for you to understand this topic, what I'm speaking about? Suppose if you have not practiced upcasting, downcasting, if I'm explaining, will you feel that I am going fast? Because I'm not explaining this. People might feel, the people who have not practiced, who have not understood, might feel you're going fast, I'm not understanding. The people who know the concept, who practice, will think, okay, he's going in normal pace. The people who didn't practice and think, sir, you have not explained this, you're going faster. Come on, it is not my past, fast, or it depends upon have you understood or not. Okay, leave that aside. So this catch block can handle every exception. Now I have a question for you. Will you write the two catch blocks which will handle exceptions, or will you write one catch block which can handle every exception? What is your suggestion? So just write one catch block which will handle every exception, or write two catch blocks, sir. Super. One catch block. Why? Because very easy, no? Perfect. There is a general doctor. There is a dentist. There is a ENT specialist. There is a any other man, orthopedician, ortho. If you have any problem with the bones, bone cracking, will you go to the general doctor? Because he can treat everything now. Go for him. He can treat everything now. Go for him. No. Oh, you're asking. He's sir. He's a specialist, sir. Sir, he's a specialist. I will go to the specialist. According to the problem, you need to go to the specialist, not the general doctor. That is what I'm asking you. According to the risky code, will you execute the alternative code, or for every risky code, will you execute the same alternative code? That's my answer. That is what I mean to tell. You want a specialist catch blocks to write separately, or you want me to write a generic catch block? Sir, then why the general doctor is there, sir? Useless. Okay. If you know the problem, you'll visit the specialist. If you don't know the problem, to understand the problem, you'll go to the general doctor. Meaning both of them are required. Sir, what do you mean to tell? For the known exceptions, go to the known catch blocks. For the unknown exception, write the generic exception handler. Use both of them. This makes more sense now. For the known problems, go to the generic catch block. Meaning, you know this problem will occur. Plan B. You know this problem will occur. Plan C. For the problem which I did not expect, I will go for the general solution. Meaning, I didn't expect this. In such a case, I'll go for the general option. If I know this is going to happen, I will go for the known catch blocks. If I don't know, to handle the unknown exception, I'll go for the generic exception handler. I hope you got my point. It's a combination of generic plus specific. But the order is important. I mean to tell, you should not write first a generic and then specific. First, you should not visit a general doctor, then don't come here. That's not the option. First, you visit the specialist. If the specialist is not working on that, then you go to the general doctor. So, it's a combination. For the known problems, execute the known solutions. For the unknown problem, execute the generic solution. This is how you safeguard your code. For the okay, I expected, meaning I'm not telling this exception will occur. For example, I know it will rain. It's a warning. They will carry umbrella. But there might be something unexpected, a traffic jam caused due to the rain, which you did not expect. You are not prepared for that. In that case, you'll go for generic solution. For the unknown, you were ready to handle rain, but due to rain, traffic jam occurred, which you are not prepared. So I hope you understood. So remember, there are two types of catch block: generic catch block, specific catch block. For the known problems, I'll go to the generic specific catch block. For the unknown problems, I'll go to the specific catch block. In the program, you should have the combination of both generic plus specific. That is what is going to help you. Write down this. Make a note of this. Copy down this. I hope this is clear with respect to you people. Why we need multiple cache blocks and what is specific cache block, what is generic, and it is an option for you. You have to choose both specific plus generic. Next, let me tell you one important thing. There is another syntax. To learn that syntax, I'll take a real-time example. I want to tell you about something which a person asked me the query yesterday. I told I'll reply tomorrow, and that tomorrow did not come. There was a question. Okay, println attend classes. Println attend mock interview. Attend the classes. Get the skill. Get the skill. System.out.println. Attend mock interview. System.out.println. Perform well. After that, system.out.println. Get interview opportunities. System.out.println. Perform well in interview, and then later get the job. This is a normal plan. And of course, majority of you, we are not following this plan, not attending the skill, not attending the mock, or not getting the skill, not attending classes. That's an exception scenario. So I'm not speaking about them. So I'm speaking about the scenario called, sir, recently they're telling recession is coming, sir. I think Rohit asked me, so recession is coming. How does it affect my job, sir? So how is it going to affect me in the job opportunities? I want to tell you the process of recession first of all. What is this word recession? I mean, how exactly, what do you think about this recession? The company doesn't have the money to run the business. Less money or no money. It's not no money, less money to run the business. Now, immediately what they'll start. Okay, best example. This fellow is there now, Elon Musk. Some risk he took, 44 billion overprice. He just paid it, and now what he's trying to do is how to recover that money. It is loss. It's a loss for him. So he spent a lot now. It is more than required. 44 billion something or something he spent. It was unnecessary spending. Now he realized he has made it a mistake. So he started to fire everyone. Tell me, he's taken a decision to fire 11,000 people. And the same thing, if it is done by every company, it's called as a recession. Meaning, he had money, he misused the money, so he came to this situation. Like that, if the country misuses the money and doesn't have any money to, if the money is not rotating, it is simple. If you keep the money or bank, it is not growing, it is not going out anywhere, it is stagnant. There is no positive, there is no negative also. The money is stagnant. If the money is moving only, it either makes a profit or loss. Anything can happen. If it is stagnant, that is what happened. The recession occurs when the money is either stagnant or the money is not moved out. It's less. That is not our none of our business. That's a company business. The company might use that money to put more efforts and to make it bigger. People, if they're not using money, there is a risk of recession. And sir, job cuts, job cuts. Okay, here, job cuts will happen. As a CEO of this company, now he wants to cut the job. Think of this. Why he will think of job cuts? He will think there are certain employees who are taking salary and not working. There are certain companies, if I fire them, it will not affect my company also. Those kind of people list will be prepared and they will do the job cuts on those people. Do you think they will remove the person who is performing well and who is an asset to the company? That is, who is giving the business to the company? There is an employee, he is making business to the company. If I lose him, I'll go to, it is the biggest foolishness I'll do. Do you think anyone will fire that person? Okay, now the question is, the Elon Musk will fire the people who are useless to the company or useful to the company. Will anyone fire a person who is useful for the company? So he would have felt these 11,000 people, even if they are not there, company will work. Now you can ask me, Elon Musk fired CEO. He fired CEO because of the personal vengeance. He fired CEO because of the personal vengeance. And second thing, he fired another legal head. It is because she was the person who uh, the Donald Trump account was blocked. Meaning that's a negative. That's a negative thing. You think she's working well, but these two people did many negative. They used to block the important people. The the president of America was blocked from Twitter by these people. Do you think it is going to affect the business in a positive way or it's a negative business? Blocking the president of America, blocking the president of America is a positive action or a negative action? Meaning that is the reason this Elon Musk fired these people. So it is going to be a positive impact. Now firing these people is a positive impact to the company. Now he gave back, Donald Trump got back his access. So that creates a trust. The Elon Musk, by firing these people, created the trust with the customers. You got the point there, business. He fired his own staff, but he got the trust of the people, the customer who is paying them. And in these places, he can hire other people. Now he became the CEO. He will take care of the operations. Cost reduced, no? He is having some other business, Tesla, some other things. He will take the CEO from that companies and he will promote them. Some useful employees in that company will be transferred, given the promotion, and they will make him CEO and legal head now. So what I'm trying to tell you people is recession, forget about recession. A useless person will be affected any day with recession or without recession. Leave the recession concept out of equation. A useless fellow is, if he is there surviving in the company without skill, without talent, bucket system, he will be fired anytime soon with recession or without recession. He is buying time and living in that company. Forget recession. And a person with the talent and the skill who is performing well without giving excuses, without giving reasons, results, the person who is providing results, will he be fired from the company? That's it. That's it. Recession or recession not there, you don't worry about that. You have the skill, you have the talent, you will get job. If you're not having skill, if you don't have talent, you will not get job. Even if you get job, you will not survive for too long. You will just have a bucket system. You will not realize what I'm telling now. Later you'll realize. The managers, you need to do whatever they tell. Something like a, you'll be personal made to them only. You have to, if you don't have the talent or if you don't have the performance, that will be your life. It's similar to a dog only. But if you have the skill and talent, you can outperform anyone. No need to go and be on the legs of anyone. If not this company, I have another company because I have the confidence. I have the talent. I can survive. If you don't give the job, get lost. I have many other companies. You're not the one and only company in the market. Today you might be number one. But if I co-join other company, I have the not overconfidence. I work, I perform hard work and make that company number one. So that was your loss. That is not my loss. So the people who ask me about recession, this is my answer. It's not about recession or not recession. You have the talent, you will be there in the company. If you don't have the talent, you'll be fired very soon. Even if recession is not there, you'll be fired. And second thing, recession will be affecting the people who are working 9 years, 5 years, 10 years. The company was stagnant in the company. They will remove them and they will replace with freshers. No one is going to stop hiring freshers because they can pay them less. They get the workspace. They get, honestly, I'll tell you, they get the workspace with a less amount. Freshers will not have much expectation like 15 lakh, 30 lakh or 50 lakh salary, which is expected by the 10 years, 15 years people. They will expect 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs. But the freshers cannot go and ask 30 lakhs. You cannot even ask also. So now tell me, cost cutting recession will have an effect on the people who are uselessly sitting in the company, or was it with the people who have the talent and working ready to work as a freshers? So forget about recession. Useless people will be thrown out even without recession also. Okay, now they hired you. They're putting you on the bench. Reason is very simple. You did not perform well in the probation period. You would have not performed well in the probation period. They hire 100 people. They keep 100 people on probation. And in that, extremely talented people, I mean, if you perform well in the probation period, they're going to immediately, the teams, the project teams will be there. No, they will fight for you. I want this person in my team. I want this person in my team. The fight will be there. If you're a performer in the probation period, and if you don't perform well, no one will be ready to take you. I mean, they will put you on the bench only because you didn't prove yourself. They cannot throw you out of the company. They cannot tell you're not fit. No one in the company can tell you you're unfit. They will openly, but they will not tell. They made you to sit on the bench in the sense that's the concept. You did not perform well. If you had performed well, you would have been in a claim place. Either they will deploy you to the claim place, or they will give you the job in their company. No one will make any person sit and silently on the bench. If they don't have the opportunity in their company, they will deploy it in the claim place also. They will deploy if you perform well. You don't question the company, question yourself. What you're doing is good. I mean, you're capable or you're incapable. Since you're incapable only, they put you on the bench. No person, no company will keep an extraordinary performance on bench. Will you agree with my words? An extraordinary performance will never be kept on bench. That's a loss to company. This is my answer for the people who asked about recession. That is not going to affect you. You have the talent, you will survive. You don't have the talent, everything affects you. Simple. Remove this out of equation. Remove this out of equation. You have the course in hand, you have the support. The QSPADS team will support you till you get placed if you're ready to put your efforts. Meaning, if you have the skill, what we have explained in the class, not what we have by hearted. I showed you some videos. Do you remember the mock videos? There was one person who was answering confidently. Anyone will fight to hire him. And there are some people who show by hearting skills. No one will hire him. Simple. That's very simple. Don't blame the company. Don't blame the QSPADS. Don't blame the recession. Blame yourself. Because we gave you every opportunity to learn. I was there for you from the last 2 months to guide you in a proper way. The QSPADS team was ready with the interview opportunities for you. Today, you are capable of grabbing the opportunity or kicking the opportunity, depends upon your efforts you put for the last 2 months. If I give you a Java opportunity now, I can get you the opportunity today. Yes, I can get you. Will you grab it with both hands or will you kick it out? Depends upon your performance. And don't answer me. Question yourself in front of mirror. Am I capable of clearing this or am I ashamed of doing it? You just question yourself. That's it. I have to speak about recession. If you perform, no recession will affect you. If you don't perform, recession will affect you. Even if there is no recession and if you don't perform, it will definitely cost you. If not today, one day, there is a day in your life which will come, you'll fail. And who created the day? With your own hands, you created it by being lazy, by taking the things too lightly. And the best example, I'm not demotivating. The situation what you are in today, if you had put a little bit of efforts in your past, today's situation would have changed for you. Open statement, if you want me to make, you would have never attended my classes. Today, 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, you would have never attended my classes if you had put certain efforts in your past. It's an open statement I'm making. You would have never attended my classes today, 9 o'clock, 17th September, 9 o'clock, you would have never been in my class if you had put your efforts a little bit in a positive direction in the past, at least for 30 days, okay, maximum 15 days of efforts would have changed your direction of your life. Your life direction would have taken a different deviation if you had put your efforts just for 15 days. And you're here today because of your actions, what you did in the past. And when I take the mock tomorrow, if you're capable of answering the things, that is because of your efforts. If you're incapable of answering, again, that is because of your efforts. There is nothing what I did. I just showed you the direction. If you come along with me, I'll take you. If you didn't come with me, I cannot take you. Simple. I just showed you the path. Coming in that direction is your business. I showed you the direction towards the interview. There is an interview. If you want to acquire that, do this, I told. If you have done that, tomorrow you'll reach your destination. If not, you'll be struggling to reach the destination. And open statement, I will leave your hand. Because I cannot perform miracles on last day. I can help you from starting days. From day one, I was motivating, monitoring everything I did from my side. On the last day, if you sit and ask me, sir, please help me, sir, beg you, sir, this, sir, I had network, sir, this. No stories, no Oscar level acting there. It's none of my business. Your performance will get you results. Simple. So, I was about to relate the topic with this programming concept. So here, getting the interview opportunities is in your hands. performing well, attending the mock tomorrow. If you don't attend the mock or if you're not performing well in the mock, I will create an exception. Here, line number 11, 1 divided by 0 is going to give you arithmetic exception. We cannot do division with 0. Division by 0 is not possible. Sir, why did you write this? I want to show you exception scenario. I want to teach you. This is a real-time scenario, no? If you don't perform well in the mock, how can I tell you exception? There is no other way I can sync. So I'm using this line to tell you indirectly there is an exception here. You're not performing well or you're not attending mock. That creates an exception. So how do you handle this? Let me write the try block. And then I will write the catch block in the catch block. And after the catch block, I'll write all the best. Arithmetic exception. Okay, here, exception handled in the sense mistakes rectified. Mistakes rectified. You tell me if you're not able to perform well in the mock and if you're not performing or you're not attending mock. If I give you 1 extra day of time or if I give you 2 extra days of time, will you become an expert in the 2 days? Honestly, let us speak. Let us speak with honesty. Put your hands on your heart and tell me, if I give you extra 2 days, extra 3 days, extra 4 days, will you perform a miracle and become an expert in 2 to 3 days? If I conduct the remock also, will you become an expert? Okay, I will conduct. Will you become an expert? Impossible. You have to take your time, sit and study. Another minimum 20 days required. The whole Java concept. You cannot do miracles, wonders in 1 day. You have to take a minimum of 20-25 days. Again, you have to go back, study, and attend the remock after 1 month or in the next batch. The simple plan A, you fail to do this right. The plan B will be attend another Java batch from zero, meaning all the 2 months gone waste. Attend next class. And sometimes I will not allow you to attend my class. I'll give you another Java class. Because if you are not trustworthy, I'll not allow you to continue. You need to know the importance of my caring and importance of my explanation. You need to understand this. If I'm not wrong, by now you should have realized my understanding in the programming classes. I'm not taking anyone in a light way. I'm not showing myself as a proud or I'm not demotivating anyone but you should have realized my importance when my class is not there. You'll not realize when I'm taking the class. When I don't handle that only, you'll realize what is my importance. You'll get to know the value of that when you lose it. I'm not being too overconfident about myself, but I know what efforts I've taken to help you to get the job. I know that. I can proudly tell that I have put the efforts to help you. I never cheated you. Openly, I can stay with confidence. I have not done anything wrong. And no one can show the points on me, point the fingers on me and tell you did this wrong. And if you tell I did it wrong, none of them will believe that. There might be mistakes from your side only, they'll tell. So, if there is an exception not performing well, mistakes rectified, attend the next class, perform well in the next batch. That's it, I can tell. So, if I run the program now, Tell me, is there anything logically wrong here? Is there anything logically wrong? Yes, there is something logically wrong. What? Sir, after performing well in the next batch, you should give them opportunity, right, sir? Where is interview for them? Where is perform well? You should give them line number 14, line number 15, line number 16 should be executed, no, sir? Yes, a valid question. If they perform well in the next batch, I should make them get them the interview because they perform well, no? I should make them get them the interview opportunities, make them perform and get the job. So these three lines of codes will not be executed when there is a risky code and the control goes to catch block. But I want these three codes to get executed. Meaning, let me write these three codes in a catch block. And if I run the program, yes, no, you did not perform well and you had a problem, you attended the next batch. In the next batch, you perform well. Now you get the job. But there is another problem. Sir, what if the students performs well? There is no exception. Sir, I perform well, sir. So you're not giving job to me. Oh, nonsense. What happened here? It is like if you don't perform well in this batch and if you come to next batch only, I'll give you interview opportunity. If you perform well in this batch, I will not give you interview. So what nonsense code you have written, sir? It looks like that only, right? If there is no exception, I will not execute that code. If there is an exception only, I will execute that code. So what nonsense are you doing, sir? This is not unacceptable. I will never accept this. You are doing injustice to the people. Then what is the solution? Sir, write these three statements in both try block and catch block. Write it in both the places because it should get executed in both the cases now, sir. As a programmer, you should never give me such a nonsense option. Writing the same code two times. You are not an efficient programmer if you ask me to write same sentence two times. It is just three lines here. If there are 1 million lines, will you write 1 million lines in try block, 1 million lines in catch block? Are you an efficient programmer, man? What kind of nonsense solution you're giving? Sir, then what's the solution? I don't know. You tell me. You are a programmer, right? You tell me, what should I do? Majority of you suggesting me to write it in the catch block. I mean, write it after try catch block. Okay. Let me write after try catch block. It should not write two times, but it should be present in try block also. It should be present in catch block also. So write it after try catch block. Perfect. Suppose if you didn't perform well in the mock, you are not attending another batch also, meaning you did not rectify your mistake. Here I'll write class cast exception. I'll write. I mean, exception is not handled properly. Do you think line number 21, 22, 23 will be executed now? Or do you feel okay? Do you feel line number 25, 26, 27 will be executed now? So there are certain scenarios where the statements after try catch block will not get executed. But you tell me, for you people, let it be any XYZ scenario. Let it be any XYZ scenario. attending the interview opportunity and getting the job is important for you. Irrespective of the scenario, I don't mind what is the scenario. For me, I want to get the interview opportunity, I want to get the job, I want to get placed up. It doesn't matter whether I attend the class, whether I don't attend the class, whether I perform well, or will I get the placement inside QSPEDS, or I will realize my importance. I will study hard after QSPEDS leaving the hand, then you'll realize the importance, and later you'll come back. At least after studying only, you'll get the job. These three lines of codes are mandatory lines of codes for you. These three lines of codes are mandatory in your life. Forget about, sir, whether I attend the class, not attend the class, whether I perform well in the mock, not perform, doesn't matter for me. Might be you perform well in mock today, but tomorrow you might not perform well. It doesn't depend upon my mock. For you, getting an opportunity is important, performing well in the opportunity is important, getting the job is important. In these kind of scenarios, Java people have introduced another concept called finally block. If you want to execute any mandatory statements, if you want certain statements to run in any scenario, exception, no exception, exception occurred, exception handled, exception not handled, any XYZ scenario, I just want it to be executed. I want the concept to run. I don't know what I do, but I want the job. The mandatory lines of codes can be executed inside. Those type of mandatory lines of codes can be executed inside finally block. Finally block is the place where we can execute the mandatory lines of codes in the program. So finally, the statements inside the finally block will get executed in every scenario. Exception occurred, exception not occurred, exception handled, exception not handled. Let it be any XYZ scenario. The statements inside the finally block will be executed, and then only the program will be stopped. If I'm about to terminate the program, in any situation, whether you handle exception, you don't handle exception, if it is not handled properly, if it is handled properly, I will execute finally block and then only I'll stop the program. See this. The program, line number 27 is not printed. All the best is not printed. Program is stopping. But it is executing finally block, then only it is stopping. Okay, suppose if you handle the exception properly, will it execute finally block? It is executing finally block. Next. Suppose if there is no exception, catch block will not get executed. If there is no exception, catch block will never get executed. In this scenario, is it executing catch block? I mean, is it executing finally block? Catch block is not running, but finally block is running. So that's it. I want to speak about this. Finally block gets executed in each and every scenario. There is only one scenario which stops the execution of finally block. If the programmer explicitly, forcibly terminates the program with the help of this statement. What is this? I cannot explain right now. If the forcibly programmer stops the program, it is something like an emergency exit. In the bus, emergency exit will be there. Will you use it every day? Like that. This system.exit is like an emergency exit. You should not use it every day. In extreme rare cases, I will use it. But we don't have any such concept in core Java to explain you system.exit. Actually, you should not use it. That is what I want to tell you. Don't use emergency exit in every time. Don't use it. But to show you the concept, I'm explaining you system.exit. It is forcibly terminating the Java program. Stop the program forcibly. even in that scenario, if you observe, finally block is not getting executed. This is the scenario. This is the one and only scenario where I can show you it will never execute finally block. Apart from this, there is no other way I can stop the execution of finally block. Clear with this? So finally block gets executed in each and every scenario. Understood the importance of finally block? And using core Java, I cannot speak anything about system.exit of 0. Ignore that. Copy down this. And something important about the mock, I'll tell you. First, you write down this. Okay, listen now. So I'll be posting one Google form. I'll be posting you one Google form in the Google Classroom. I'll be posting one Google form. That's for the registration for the mock. The people who are interested to register for the mock, those can register. No force. The people who are registering for the mock will receive my support for placement in future classes too. And any queries you have, any clarifications, you can talk to me. And the people not registering for the mock will not have any support assistance from my side. no certification will be provided because to tell you that you're Java certified, you need to know Java. And when I test you only, I can tell you know Java. Without attending the mock, I cannot test or certify that you know Java. So, and I'm not giving any fake certificates, free certificates for money and all. Prove yourself, get the certificate, get the placement assistance, get the interview opportunities. And I'll give the list to the HRs. These are the people with my priority. Make them placed. And that priority will depend upon your performance, what you give today, tomorrow. And the plan is today I'll collect the data and tomorrow I'll give the schedule. Saturday you'll be having the mock. Weekdays you'll be having the classes or other important things other. So weekend Saturday, I thought I told you on Saturday. I don't know whether how it got shifted to Friday. I had a mindset it was on Saturday only. I told we will be having Saturday, but I told the date wrongly, I think. So Saturday will be the mock, and I planned it on Saturday only. But date was a mistake. So I'll give you the schedule. Every question I have explained in the class are important. If you want to study important questions, better don't attend mock. If you want important questions, better don't attend mock. Because this is not school level where I will study only important questions. There is nothing which is important, not important. Everything I explained is important. This is not school level. Give me important questions. Come on, it's not a college attitude. You're a professional course. This is not a school course. So the mock sheet I'll give. Register for the mock, and once you register for the mock, I will announce the schedules for the mock, what time who has to attend the mock, and after the schedule, and we will be having from 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Saturday 11 to 5, everyone will join 10 minutes for everyone. I mean, everyone will not have at a time. 10 minutes, one person, 10 minutes, another person, 10 minutes, another. In the meantime, I'll plan it. It will be on Saturday 11 to 5. Saturday, 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock. And the people not registering for the mock, there are many actions you need to be prepared for and be prepared. If you have any class from 2 to 4, that to 4, this, whatever the classes, the mock will be for 10 minutes. And if you tell me this time slot is not properly available, I'm not telling you 11 to 5 means it will be at 2 o'clock only, 3 o'clock. I don't know who will get what slot. I have to prepare the list. To prepare the list only, I want your names. And for that only, I'm asking Google Classroom, fill the Google Classroom. And if you don't have any intentions of attending mock, don't register and don't waste my time, don't waste your time. So regular Java class will be there. I'll take the class. I will not cancel the class. After class only, mock will be there. So that's it I have right now for you. Rest of the things will continue. Fill the form within 4 o'clock. Right now, I'll be preparing the form. I'm not prepared the form. Within today evening, make sure you prepare it. And tomorrow I'll prepare the list and schedule for the mock. And no force. See, no force at all. I will be more than happy if you register. If you don't register also, I'll be happy. Because you respected not to trouble me. Because you're not registered in the sense, you will not answer. It is understood. So I have not created the registration form, Google form, anything. I will create it later. Now after work, whenever I'm free, I'll just create it and I'll post it in the Google Classroom. Fill it within evening. That's it I have right now. Rest of the things will continue tomorrow. Form, I don't know when I'll be posting. When I get a free time from the work, I'll be posting the form. But I'll create it today. Check out in a Google Classroom. I can't assure you the time. If you are done, you can leave for the day.